These 20 tools won't break the bank, but skipping them will absolutely cost you more in the long run. 1. Self-healing cutting mat. If you are cutting anything, fabric, vinyl, paper, cardstock, leather, foam, and you're doing it directly on your table or on a wooden board, you are damaging your blades and eventually your surface with every single cut. A self-healing cutting mat is made from a multi-layer PVC construction that closes back up after a blade passes through it, maintaining a smooth, flat surface that doesn't accumulate grooves over time. Those grooves in a non-self-healing surface are what cause your blade to drift off a straight line mid-cut. And if you've ever wondered why your cuts keep wandering, that's likely the culprit. The standard working size for most small craft businesses is 18 by 24 inches, large enough to accommodate most fabric and paper projects without constantly repositioning your material. Look for a mat with a clearly printed grid system that includes both inch and centimeter measurements, 45-degree and 60-degree angle guides, and a non-glare surface you can actually read without squinting. Good mats from brands like Arteza and Fiskars run between $15 and $30 and will last years with basic care. The main care rule: keep them out of direct sunlight and away from heat sources, both of which cause warping. A warped cutting mat that doesn't lie flat is useless, and that warp happens faster than you'd expect if you leave a mat in a hot car or near a sunny window. All the tools in today's video are linked in the description box. Go check those out. 2. Precision craft knife or X-Acto style knife. The craft knife, also called a hobby knife or precision knife, and most commonly associated with the X-Acto brand, though there are excellent alternatives, is the hand-cutting tool with the highest accuracy to price ratio of anything in your studio. A standard number 11 blade on an aluminum or steel handle gives you a pointed, fine tip that cuts clean curves, tight corners, and intricate designs that scissors physically cannot follow. The key to getting value from a craft knife is the blade replacement frequency. A dull blade does not cut, it tears. Tearing creates ragged edges, causes the blade to drag and skip, and adds far more physical effort to every cut. Professional paper crafters replace blades after every few hours of use. That sounds excessive until you use a fresh blade for the first time after working with a dull one, and then it makes complete sense immediately. Sets of replacement number 11 blades are cheap. A pack of 100 runs about $8 to $12, so there is genuinely no economic reason to keep working with a blade past its useful life. Keep a container nearby specifically for disposing of used blades safely. Never drop them loose into a bin. 3. Rotary cutter. If you work with fabric for sewing projects, soft goods, textile crafts, or any cut and sew product, a rotary cutter is the tool that changes how fast and how accurately you work. It's a circular, razor-sharp wheel blade on a handle that rolls across fabric in a straight line with far less drag than scissors, cutting through multiple layers cleanly in a single pass. The 45mm blade diameter is the standard workhorse size. It handles most fabric types and thicknesses without struggling. The 60mm is better for cutting through many layers simultaneously, which matters if you're batch cutting the same piece in multiples. The important safety feature to check before buying any rotary cutter is the blade guard mechanism. It should retract and re-engage easily and reliably with one hand, because you will be opening and closing it dozens of times per session. A guard that requires two hands to operate is a guard that will eventually be left open. Fiskars and Olfa are the two most consistently recommended brands for rotary cutters in the professional sewing community, and both are available well under $20. Replace blades when you notice the cut starting to skip. A skipped cut in a rotary cutter is the blade giving you notice. 4. Steel ruler or quilting ruler. A steel ruler sounds too simple to include on this list. Stay with me. The specific value of a steel ruler, as opposed to a plastic or wooden one, is that a craft knife blade runs along its edge without cutting into it. A plastic ruler develops a groove after the first few cuts, and every subsequent cut following that groove is no longer straight, it's following the groove. That small inaccuracy compounds when you're cutting multiple pieces to the same measurement, and by the 10th piece, your dimensions are noticeably off. A 12-inch steel ruler handles most small project cuts cleanly. A 24-inch straight edge for larger cuts on wide fabric or long vinyl sheets. For anyone making fabric projects, a 6 by 24-inch clear acrylic quilting ruler with printed measurement lines visible through the ruler itself is a genuinely excellent alternative that allows you to see the fabric beneath when cutting, which is critical for aligning a cut to a specific grain line or printed design. Clear acrylic quilting rulers are available from Omnigrid and similar brands at under $15. 5. Bone folder. A bone folder is a smooth, rounded tip tool used to score and crease paper, cardstock, and thin leather, creating a clean fold line before folding rather than simply folding and hoping the paper behaves. When you fold cardstock without scoring first, the paper fibers on the outside of the fold compress and crack, creating an uneven, rough-looking edge. When you score first with a bone folder and a ruler, then fold along the score line, the fibers have already been compressed into the fold line cleanly, and the resulting crease is sharp, smooth, and professional. This matters enormously for packaging, handmade cards, book covers, paper gift boxes, and any folded product you sell. Traditional bone folders were made from actual bone. Modern versions are made from Teflon-coated plastic, which has the advantage of not leaving marks on dark or coated paper stocks, a meaningful practical improvement for craft businesses using specialty papers. A good bone folder costs $5 to $10 and will likely last the lifetime of your business. 6. Hot glue gun, full size, dual temperature. The hot glue gun is the tool that every crafter has and most craft businesses underinvest in. A cheap single-temperature mini glue gun from a dollar store is not a business tool. It drips constantly, loses temperature between uses, and produces a bond that releases under light stress. A full-size dual-temperature hot glue gun from brands like SureBonder, AdTech, or Gorilla Glue is a completely different tool. Dual temperature is the important specification. It gives you a high setting for bonding thicker or porous materials like wood, rope, and fabric, and a low setting for delicate materials like dried florals, thin fabric, and foam that would scorch at high temperature. Full-size guns use 0.44-inch diameter sticks and maintain a more consistent melt temperature between triggers, which means fewer cold glue strings and more reliable bonds. The trigger mechanism on quality guns has better tension control. You're not fighting the trigger to get a precise amount of adhesive. For a craft business making wreaths, floral arrangements, home decor, gift baskets, or any product where bonding without visible hardware is important, a quality hot glue gun is a production tool you use for hours at a stretch, and it needs to perform reliably for that entire stretch. 7. Heat gun. A heat gun is the multi-tool of the craft world, and the range of applications it covers makes it one of the best value tools on this entire list. It does different things depending on what you're working on, and understanding those different things is what makes it genuinely useful rather than just occasionally helpful. For embossing and paper crafts, a heat gun melts heat embossing powder over stamped ink to create a raised, glossy, metallic finish. For shrink plastic, it applies the controlled heat that causes the plastic to shrink and harden. For vinyl application, gentle heat from a heat gun helps vinyl conform to curved surfaces without lifting or bubbling. For resin work, the heat gun moves alcohol inks across the surface and helps release larger air bubbles in shallower pores. For candle making, it can warm the surface of a cooling candle to remove sinkholes after the initial pour. A craft heat gun typically operates at two temperatures, around 250 degrees Fahrenheit and 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is intentionally lower than an industrial heat gun used for paint stripping. Do not use an industrial heat gun for craft embossing. The temperature is too high, and you will scorch both your project and your embossing powder. Craft heat guns from brands like Ranger, Marvi Uchida, and Wagner run from about $20 to $40. 8. Self-healing cutting mat. Large format. Wait, didn't we already do cutting mats? Yes, and they deserve a second entry because the size distinction genuinely matters for different craft applications. The 24 by 18 mat is your everyday workhorse. If your business involves cutting wide fabric yardage, large sheets of vinyl, wide format paper, or any material wider than about 16 inches, a 24 by 36-inch mat, the A1 size, is a separate and necessary investment. Many small craft businesses operate with both, the smaller mat on a secondary surface for precise detail cutting and the larger mat on the main production table for broad material cuts. The 24 by 36-inch mats run between $30 and $50 depending on brand and thickness. The thicker the mat, 3 millimeters and above, is preferred, the more durable and the longer it resists developing grooves from heavy use. A 5-ply construction specifically, which you'll see on better mats, is the construction standard that holds up to years of rotary cutting on fabric without the mat surface beginning to flake or peel. 9. Digital kitchen scale. The digital scale appears on this list for a reason that has nothing to do with cooking and everything to do with the precision that separates a consistent, professional craft product from a batch variable one. If your business involves candle making, you need to weigh your wax and fragrance oil precisely because the fragrance load percentage by weight is the variable that determines scent throw and whether your candle is safe to burn. If you make bath bombs, the ratio of baking soda to citric acid needs to be accurate to prevent premature fizzling or a flat, weak reaction. If you pour resin, mix ratio by weight is the difference between a fully cured piece and a sticky failure. If you make melt and pour soap, fragrance oil percentage matters both for skin safety and scent strength. A digital kitchen scale that reads to 0.1 gram precision, available from OXO, Escali, and numerous Amazon brands for $15 to $25, is the tool that makes your production repeatable, and repeatability is what makes your product consistent, and consistency is what makes your customers come back. 10. Craft scissors, multiple pairs, dedicated purposes. This is not one tool, it's a category, and the reason it's worth addressing as a single entry is the practice of having dedicated scissors for dedicated materials, which is one of the most impactful and cheapest workflow improvements you can make in a craft business. Fabric scissors, kept exclusively for fabric, never used on paper, maintain their edge and make clean cuts through woven and knitted materials for significantly longer than scissors used on multiple materials. Paper eventually dulls a blade slightly differently than fabric does, and a blade that has cut paper will not perform as well on fabric. Label your scissor handles with colored tape, one color for fabric, one for paper, one for general use. Fiskars titanium bonded scissors are a reliable, well-regarded option in the $10 to $20 range per pair. Kai and Ginger are the preferred brands among professional sewists for fabric scissors specifically, running $20 to $45. A thread snip, a small spring-loaded scissor with a short blade for trimming threads close to a seam, is a fourth pair worth having, and they're available for under $8. If weeding tools and vinyl are any part of your business, and for a significant number of small craft businesses they are, weeding tools are the hand tools you use to remove the negative space from a cut vinyl design before transferring it to its substrate. The basic weeder is a single-pointed pick on a handle, but a full weeding toolkit, a fine tip hook, a wider hook, a bent pick, and a spatula covers the range of situations that vinyl weeding presents: tiny interior cutouts and intricate lettering, large open negative spaces, stubborn adhesive that won't lift, and detail work in small text. The hook tool is specifically important for chasing the edge of small cut pieces without distorting the vinyl around them. Full weeding sets are available for $8 to $15 and are one of those tools that you don't realize you need until you've spent 45 minutes trying to weed a complex vinyl design with a single straight pick and nearly destroyed it. Don't be that person. Number 12. Brayer roller. A brayer is a handheld rubber roller tool, the same type used in printmaking, that has a practical role in several craft business applications. In vinyl application, rolling a brayer firmly over vinyl after application removes air bubbles and improves adhesion from the center outward. In paper crafts, a brayer rolled over a freshly glued layer presses it down evenly without the finger pressure marks that direct hand pressure leaves. In lino printing and rubber stamp printing, a brayer is the inking tool. You roll it through ink on a palette and then across the block or stamp surface to apply an even, controlled ink layer. A 4-inch rubber brayer from a brand like Speedball, the standard reference brand for printmaking tools, costs about $10 to $15 and covers all of the above applications. Foam brayers are available more cheaply, but compress unevenly over time. A rubber brayer maintains its cylindrical shape and consistent pressure for years. Number 13. Scoring board bone scorer. The bone folder is for hand scoring single lines. The scoring board is for repeat scoring at precise measurements across batches of pieces. And for a business that makes handmade cards, envelopes, paper boxes, and bookbinding products in any kind of volume, the distinction matters enormously. A scoring board has a series of grooved lines at measured intervals across its surface. You place your paper or card against a stopper edge, align the material to the measurement you need, and run a bone folder or scoring stylus along the groove. The fold line is automatically parallel to the paper edge and at a precise measurement every single time without measuring with a ruler on each individual piece. The Martha Stewart scoring board, the We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard, and similar products run $15 to $25. For a card maker producing 50 to 100 cards before a market, the time saved per card across the full batch is significant. Number 14, cutting machine blades and mat, spare set. This one is specifically for anyone running a Cricut, Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cut, or other smart cutting machine as their primary production tool. A cutting machine with a dull blade is an expensive paperweight that makes bad cuts and frustrates you into thinking the machine has an issue when the issue is simply a blade that's been through 50 sheets of glitter cardstock or 30 cuts of premium vinyl. Spare blades are cheap relative to the cost of ruined material. The same principle applies to cutting mats. A sticky mat that's lost its tack holds your material inconsistently, which causes shifting mid-cut and off-registration results. Cricut recommends replacing mats after approximately 25 to 40 uses, though this varies significantly with material type and how carefully mats are cleaned and stored. Having a spare blade and a fresh mat on hand eliminates the scenario where a production day gets derailed because a consumable wore out. Number 15, label maker and thermal label printer. The way your finished products are labeled and tagged is part of your brand. It is not an afterthought. A handheld label maker, the Dymo LetraTag or Brother P-Touch series, both available for under $30, allows you to print clean, professional adhesive labels for product tags, packaging, bin storage, and inventory labeling in your studio. The thermal label printer is the step up for shipping labels and larger product labels. The Rollo X1038 and the Brother QL820NWB are the most consistently recommended thermal label printers for small business use, printing 4 by 6-inch shipping labels without ink cartridges. Thermal printing uses heat to activate the label paper, so no ink means no running cost beyond the label roll itself. A thermal label printer eliminates the printing, sticking, cutting workflow of printing shipping labels on a standard inkjet printer, which for a business fulfilling 10 to 50 orders a week is a genuinely meaningful time saving. Number 16, precision tweezers. Long-nose precision tweezers are one of those tools that you reach for constantly in a craft business and whose absence is felt immediately. Placing small resin inclusions, crystals, dried botanicals, glitter shapes into a mold with precision, handling tiny polymer clay details, placing stickers or adhesive gems without fingerprints, weeding very small vinyl cutouts that a hook tool alone can't manage, holding small pieces in position while adhesive sets without your finger blocking access to the area. Tweezers in a 6-inch length with a fine tip, non-serrated jaw are the general-purpose workhorse. A curved tip version is useful for resin work where the angle of approach into a mold is important. A set of 4, straight fine tip, curved fine tip, flat wide jaw, and reverse grip covers every situation and costs under $12 from most craft and hobby suppliers. Number 17, cutting machine weeder and hook tool set. A separate note on hook tools specifically for use with cutting machines and HTV, heat transfer vinyl. When you cut HTV on a Cricut or Silhouette, the weed process requires removing the carrier sheet from the areas you don't want before heat pressing. For complex designs with fine text or small interior elements, a standard vinyl weeding hook is the only tool that allows precise picking without accidentally lifting adjacent cut areas. The distinguishing feature in a quality hook tool versus a cheap one is the grip. You are doing fine motor work for extended periods, and a handle with a comfortable, non-slip grip that sits naturally in the hand prevents the hand fatigue that causes slipping and design damage late in a complex weed. Hildy and Joe and Cricut's own weeder tool are frequently referenced in the craft community, both at under $10 for a single tool or $15 for a set. Number 18, craft storage and organization system. I want to make a genuine argument that workspace organization is not a luxury or a nice-to-have for a small craft business. It is a production efficiency tool that directly affects your hourly output and therefore your profit per hour. The time you spend hunting for a specific tool, rooting through an unsorted box of hardware findings, or digging through a pile of yarn for the right color is time you are not making products. A good storage system, whatever form it takes for your specific craft, should mean that every tool has a place it returns to, every material is visible and accessible without moving other materials, and your workspace can be reset to a clean, ready state between production sessions. For small items like beads, findings, buttons, and embellishments, the Acromills and Craftmate systems of stackable divided containers are widely used in the professional craft community. For yarn, fabric, and larger textile materials, clear zipper bags in standardized sizes allow you to see what's inside and stack them efficiently. For tools, a desktop pegboard or tool roll keeps frequently used items visible and within arm's reach. The investment is small, under $30 for most basic systems. The return on that investment in recovered production time is immediate. Number 19. Lightbox Photography Flat Lay Light Panel. Your product photography is your storefront on Etsy, on Instagram, and everywhere else you sell online. It is the first and sometimes only thing a buyer sees before deciding whether to purchase. A portable LED light box, a collapsible cube with diffused LED panels on multiple sides that creates even, shadow-free, professional quality product lighting in a small tabletop format, is the tool that removes the single biggest variable in craft product photography: uncontrolled, inconsistent natural light. Light boxes from brands like Folio and Neewer in the 16 and 20-inch sizes run from $25 to $50 and produce results that would have required professional studio lighting equipment a decade ago. Even a flat lay light panel, a single LED panel placed above a flat surface, gives you more consistent and controllable light than any window situation. Consistent lighting means your product photos have a visual coherence across your shop that reads as professional, intentional, and trustworthy. Buyers trust shops that look like they care about presentation because presentation is evidence that the maker cares about everything else too. Lightbox and LED light panel recommendations are in the description. Number 20. Washi tape. Last on the list, and the one that will make some people roll their eyes, but stay with me because this is not about washi tape as a craft material. It's about washi tape as a studio management and workflow tool. Washi tape, low-tack Japanese paper tape that adheres cleanly, removes cleanly, and writes on, is one of the most versatile organizational and process tools in a craft workspace. Labeling storage bins with tape labels that can be changed as your inventory evolves. Holding templates in position on fabric or paper while you trace or cut around them. Marking measurement points on a cutting mat without permanent marking. Taping down flat lay photography backgrounds and props so they don't shift between shots. Creating a quick registration mark on a heat press platen to position items consistently without measuring every time. Color coding your tool categories. Matching tape color on the handle to the tape color in the storage slot. None of those uses have anything to do with decorating a plant.